This podcast is a work of historical interpretation. While we strive for accuracy, some aspects of history are open to interpretation and debate. Thank you for listening.
So, Renee, you ever order a croissant and then bite into it and realize it's basically a hot dog wrapped in sadness?
Ew. Are you talking about that one from the gas station in Ohio? We won't name names.
I mean, yeah, it was shaped like a croissant, and it even whispered Paris before it dissolved into despair.
We've all been there. The American menu has a talent for taking international foods and turning them into, well, vibes, sort of.
It's like a game culinary telephone. Someone whispers chana masala on one end, and what comes out on the other side is spicy chickpea deep dip on avocado toast.
Which sounds really good, actually. Or Greek food becomes extra feta on a $16 salad with iceberg and sadness. I'm not paying $16 for a salad. I'm sorry.
No,
Maybe a seafood salad with like...
Oh, speaking of which...
Oh, my God. I'm broke. It's back to school. I had to buy new Christmas lights for my classroom.
And here's the kicker. Most of us grew up thinking these mutations were the real deal.
Chicken tikka masala, American. French fries, Belgian. Greek dressing, invented in Chicago.
And don't get us started on international buffets.
Which are somehow 80% macaroni and cheese and garlic bread.
But this episode isn't just about pointing fingers. It's about uncovering the stories of how global dishes came to the U.S. and how we kind of broke them.
Or reinvented them, or misunderstood them, or just covered them in ranch.
Sounds typical for you.
I do like ranch, but I don't cover everything in it.
Okay, almost everything. I've never seen you dip chocolate in... Oh, there was that one time.
I did what?
So pull up a chair. This is Time Tellers, and we're serving you the full course truth. No substitutions.
Unless you want your non-gluten-free, then we've got questions.
So let's start with arguably the king of British Indian American confusion, chicken tikka masala.
Ooh, spicy, coming in hot.
So here's the thing. Chicken tikka masala isn't a traditional Indian dish. Not the way people think.
It's like if you asked a French chef about Alfredo sauce and they just blink at you in horror.
Legend has it that chicken tikka masala was invented in the UK, Glasgow actually, in the 1960s or 70s. A Bangladeshi chef had a customer complain that his chicken tikka was too dry.
So he dumped tomato soup and cream into the pan. Boom, history.
Wow. And that dish, it spread like wildfire. The UK declared it a national dish by the 2000s.
And then America came along, as always, and said, great, let's microwave it. Which, by the way, I finally took my microwave into my classroom. I've only been driving it around in my car for 4 months.
Wow. Frozen dinners, fast casual chains, and curry bowls started popping up across the U.S., but most were toned down, less spice, more sugar, and way more cream.
So instead of complex layers of cumin, fenugreek, turmeric, cardamom, you get mild curry flavor.
Which is like describing Queen as a band with a guy who sings.
It's technically true, but wow, did you miss the flavor?
Let's talk about curry powder, because here in America, it's a thing. A dusty yellow spice blend you find in the back of your pantry.
It's the bottle with the weird plastic lid that never opens right.
Exactly. But guess what?
What?
There's no such thing as curry powder in Indian cuisine. Yep, the idea of a one-size-fits-all curry spice mix was invented by British colonizers to simplify and package Indian food for export.
So they took hundreds of regional variations of masalas, dried them out, mixed in turmeric and black pepper, and sold it in tins. And suddenly, everything with turmeric and cumin becomes a curry.
We lost the nuance. Garam masala, chop masala. I'm horrible at any pronunciation.
Sampar.
Sampar powder, all totally different.
It's like saying jazz and then playing the ringtone from your microwave. Microwaves have ringtones? Mine just goes beep.
Mine I can program the sounds on. It can do whatever alarm I tell it to.
Huh.
Okay. Mine plays hot stuff.
Appropriate.
Exactly. Curry powder is convenient, but it's a culinary colonization shortcut. Okay, real talk. I love Indian buffets.
Same. I'm not going to pretend I haven't gone back for thirds of palak manar and samosas.
But you know what's not very Indian? The concept of buffet-style lunch service.
That's true. In India, meals are often served family style, hot, fresh, and timed.
But in the U.S., Indian restaurants learned that they could boost lunch traffic with buffet-style service.
So they adapted, made big batches, toned down spice, added more cream, and labeled everything with English-friendly names.
Chicken tikka masala, butter chicken, saag paneer, mango lassi.
You won't see too many names like Bangan Bartara or Korea Sabzi on the buffet line.
Why didn't you open your pronunciation guide?
It's not bad, it's just simplified. Indian food is one of the most diverse culinary traditions in the world, but you'd never know it from the average American buffet.
Okay, big question. French fries, French or not?
Spoiler alert, thanks to the intro, they're Belgian, or maybe Spanish, but definitely not from a Parisian bistro with a guy in a beret yelling, "Oui, oui."
Historical hot take. The earliest form of fried potatoes might have emerged in Spain during the 1500s, right after potatoes were brought from the Americas. But Belgium claims the modern fry crown.
There's even a story, probably apocryphal, that Belgian villagers fried fish until the rivers froze, and then started frying potatoes the same way.
So how did we get French fries?
Blame good old Thomas Jefferson, who loved France.
Always. Jefferson wrote about potatoes served in the French manner after a trip abroad. So when fries hit American plates, they got branded French.
Which was great marketing. Let's be honest. Belgian fries just sounds like something you'd eat out of guilt at 3 a.m.
But here's the kicker. Belgium has been decades trying to get credit back. In 2014, they even tried to get their fries listed as UNESCO Cultural Heritage.
Meanwhile, in America, we turned them into curly fries, waffle fries, chili cheese fries, and whatever happened at Arby's in 2006, which is around the time I was probably working there. Nope, that was a little bit before.
Well,
after
you changed them?
I worked there in like 2003, but still.
Oh, you mean back when they still had ham sliders?
Yeah. Okay.
And before they started ruining what number was it? The chicken honey, what's the one, the chicken sandwich with the honey mustard?
I think I remember.
The chicken club or whatever. Before they started putting veggies on it, because I used to be able to just order it without having to say no lettuce or tomato.
Okay.
And then they started putting them on it.
Okay, well, I do need to eat dinner at some point, so.
What are you eating for dinner?
Whatever Mark's making for dinner.
Oh, so you're not going to have Belgian fries?
No.
Oh.
We need to finish this.
That's fair.
Ha!
French fries may be Belgian by birth, but they've been fully adopted into the American fast food pantheon, complete with ketchup, ranch, and drive-through shame.
French toast, another one of those misnamed foods that shows up at every diner. Is it actually French?
Nope, it's actually ancient. The Romans had a version of it, soaked bread fried in oil and topped with honey.
Which sounds pretty good, honestly.
Over time, different countries had their own tastes. In France, it's called pain perdu, which means lost bread, because it's a way to use stale bread.
Mm-hmm. That's so poetic. In America, we call it bread that slaps.
By the time it hit the States, the name French toast was locked in, probably as a branding choice to make it sound fancy and European.
Because old bread soaked in eggs doesn't exactly scream brunch special.
And once again, American diners put their spin on it. Syrup, powdered sugar, whipped cream, bacon on top, sometimes even stuffed.
It went from a humbled fix for food waste to a diabetes speed run.
And today, it's a menu staple from IHOP to Cracker Barrel. 100% American in attitude, 0% French in origin.
Okay, time to confess. Have you ever eaten one of those frozen Michelina French entrees?
I have. Chicken cordon bleu in a plastic tray. Tasted like regret with a Bacchus finish.
It has often become my lunch at school. Frozen meals in the 1960s and 70s started using European-sounding names to make things feel upscale. veal parmesan, chicken Kiev, and beef burgundy, to name a few.
Which is hilarious because none of those things could survive 9 minutes in a microwave without turning into sponge meat.
It wasn't about authenticity, it was about aspiration.
Exactly. Marketers realized Americans wanted to feel worldly, but still eat on a TV tray in their socks.
So they sprinkled in French, Italian, and vaguely Eastern European words like a garnish.
And now, even to this day, you can walk into a supermarket and get stuffed rigatoni Florentine for $2.49.
Which sounds like an opera and tastes like beige.
So Greek fruit. You'd think it's all olives, fresh herbs, maybe some grilled fish with lemon, right?
But if you grew up in America, especially in the Northeast, you probably associate Greek food with two things: the diner gyro and that magical red Greek sauce, which we have talked about.
Yes, we mentioned it briefly in our burger episode.
Yes.
Let's talk about the gyro first. In Greece, gyros were often made with pork or chicken, cooked on a vertical spit, topped with onions, tomatoes, maybe fries, and wrapped in warm pita with tzatziki.
But in the U.S., it's beef and lamb loaf, compressed meat cone, shaved thin, and slapped on a pita with lettuce, tomato, and that sauce.
And depending on where you are, that sauce might not be tzatziki.
Enter Erie's famous Greek sauce.
If you know, you know. Erie, Pennsylvania has its own spin on Greek-American cuisine, and it all revolves around the spiced meat sauce. You'll find it on hot dogs, gyros, burgers, maybe even pancakes if you ask nicely.
Well, it's not quite chili. It's not quite bolognese. It's like Greek taco meat that went to college.
The real OGs know from places like New York Lunch, Zodiac Diner, or Greek Dog.
Yep. I go to New York Lunch at least once a month because it's right across from my school. Some recipes include cinnamon, cloves, paprika, garlic. It's savory, a little sweet, and deeply spiced.
It's the taste of Friday nights on State Street.
I had a job. It's Greek to me, that restaurant on State. I worked there during college.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yep. Me and my ex, we worked there. I was pregnant with Shay. Yeah. Anyways, Greek diners across the Rust Belt created these hybrid menus full of American classics plus Greek specials. But they weren't trying to educate, they were trying to survive.
And in the process, they created something totally unique. You won't find Greek sauce in Athens, but in Erie, it's a sacred condiment.
So next time someone asks you what Greek food is, just smile and say, it depends what exit you take off of I-90.
All right, let's head east. Middle East, specifically. Let's talk hummus. I had to make the Borat reference, sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, was that Borat or was that,
I have no idea.
No, it wasn't Borat. It was Bruno, where he made the hummus joke with somebody from Israeli intelligence.
Oh, that was smart. Which here in the U.S. has become the yogurt of dips. It comes in 700 flavors, and half of them are lies.
Pumpkin spice hummus, chocolate hummus, cinnamon toast hummus.
Somewhere a Leviton grandmother is weeping into her olive oil.
Hummus at its core is simple. Chickpeas, tahini, lemon, garlic, olive oil. It's eaten across Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, Israel, and Egypt.
I do like hummus. But America decided it was healthy, and the health food industry grabbed it like a pita chip.
Then came falafel, deep-fried chickpea balls that became the darling of vegetarian menus.
Except now they're often dry, baked, or stuffed into wraps next to kale and quinoa.
Don't get me wrong, it's great that these foods found new audiences, but we often treat them like blank slates rather than dishes with deep regional meaning.
It's like we're playing culinary Mad Libs. Take Middle Eastern dish, remove spice, add ranch.
And the result? It's not bad, it's just not quite right.
Time to talk sushi. Sushi.
Who you see?
Or what America thinks sushi is.
If your first experience with sushi was a California roll, you're not alone.
Crab stick, cucumber, avocado, no raw fish. All rolled inside out with rice on the outside and sesame seeds.
Created in LA by the 1960s or 70s by Japanese chefs, who wanted to introduce sushi to Americans without the raw fish barrier.
And it worked. California rolls became the sushi gateway drug.
Then came spicy tuna, Philadelphia rolls with cream cheese, and of course, the deep-fried volcano roll.
Which is basically a tempura jalapeno popper wearing a seaweed scarf.
Real Japanese sushi is minimalist. Vinegared rice, raw fish, maybe a hint of wasabi. But in America, sushi became theatrical.
Sushi boats, sushi burritos, sushi pizza.
Which begs the question, at what point is it still sushi?
Answer. If it's wrapped in bacon and dipped in sriracha ali, it is not.
Aioli.
Answer. If it's wrapped in bacon and dipped in sriracha aioli, it's not.
I was going to say, you better have aioli right. Or the police are going to come after you for misnaming a condiment.
Okay.
You ever order Thai food and feel like it's just sugar with noodles?
Guilty as charged. I once got pad thai that tasted like melted Skittles.
And that's not by accident. Traditional Thai cuisine is all about balance. Sweet, salty, spicy, sour, bitter, all coexisting in a harmony.
But in the U.S., sweet tends to dominate. Because we love sugar, it's the national flavor. Officially. No, not officially.
Yeah, we can't have an official flavor. It's Big Macs. Pad Thai is the perfect example. In Thailand, it's subtle, nuanced, tamarind forward. Here, it's orange sticky and comes with a packet of crushed peanuts and sometimes a wedge of lime that's just there for looks.
American Thai menus also lean hard on a handful of greatest hits. Pad Thai, drunken noodles, red curry, green curry, and that's kind of it.
Which is a shame because Thai cuisine is insanely regional. Northern dishes like khao soi rarely make it on the U.S. menus.
It's like going to a dinner and only ordering pancakes and fries.
That doesn't seem like a good combo.
No, first of all, I didn't say that line right.
I know you didn't.
It's like going to a diner and only ordering pancakes and fries. Like you're my 7-year-old.
Huh. And spice levels, don't get me started. Mild, medium, and Thai hot are not universal standards.
Sometimes Thai hot means napalm. Sometimes it means they wave a chili at your plate and call it a day.
But like many immigrant cuisines, Thai food in America is shaped by survival. Make it palatable, make it marketable, and maybe tone down the fire so someone's uncle doesn't write a Yelp review titled, "The Soup That Betrayed Me."
Now let's talk fusion.
Ah, yes, the culinary buzzword of the 90s that never left. Fusion is what happens when chefs say, what if we did both?
Like Bobby from King of the Hill.
The remake.
The remake.
Or a reboot.
Reboot, yeah. So good. So good. Sometimes it's awesome. Korean tacos, love them. Sushi burritos, surprisingly solid.
But other times, it's like they pulled cuisines out of a hat. Tonight's special is Moroccan lasagna with miso bechamel and pickled pineapple.
Some fusion is intentional, like Rochoi's Kogi barbecue, which combined Korean flavors with Mexican street food. Genius.
But a lot of fusion in the U.S. is accidental. It's what happens when immigrant chefs have to cook with American ingredients or adjust to American tastes.
Or when the corporate test kitchen decides, we need something new that sounds ethnic, but not too ethnic.
So we get things like teriyaki burgers, tikka masala pizza, and ramen with cheddar cheese.
Which, side note, is actually legit comfort food in Korea. But that's another story.
Is that just mac and cheese? Fusion's not inherently bad. It reflects how cultures collide, blend, and evolve.
But it's worth asking who's doing the fusion. And are they honoring the source or just riding a flavor trend?
Last week I went to a buffet that had tacos, lo mein, chicken tikka, pizza, and a chocolate fountain.
So every international food stereotype under one sneeze guard?
Exactly. The modern buffet is America's culinary melting pot made literal.
Buffets are fascinating. They don't just reflect variety, they reflect value. The more cuisines, the better the perceived bang for your buck.
Which is why you end up with sushi next to meatloaf on a tray labeled chicken Florentine that looks suspiciously like Big Ziti.
It's not about authenticity, it's about offering everything so no one complains.
Oh, people still do.
Yes, they do.
But that is a side effect. Cuisines lose their context. You're not thinking about the culture behind the dish. You're thinking about whether it's worth walking back for thirds.
Buffet are culinary karaoke. Everyone gets a turn, but not everyone hits the right notes.
It's breakfast, the most important meal of the day, and arguably the most violated.
Let's start with bagels. Once a sacred New York Jewish staple, boiled, baked, chewy, glossy.
Now, you can get them blueberry-flavored, stuffed with cream cheese, rolled in cinnamon sugar, or, it was sold as a bagel thin.
Which is like a pancake with imposter syndrome.
And then there's a croissant. I did not pronounce that properly, but I don't care. What's the flaky, buttery darling of French? Yeah, I can't
Patisseries?
Yes, that word. Now it's a sandwich vehicle at Dunkin'.
Croissant breakfast sandwiches.
Oh, no, you didn't pronounce it right.
Croissant.
There we go.
Croissant breakfast sandwich with egg and bacon. Delicious. Authentic, not so much.
In France, croissants are
Sorry.
plain or with a bit of jam. They're meant to be delicate. Here, they're shoved into plastic bags and microwaved.
Even French toast got the remix treatment. In France, it's called pain perdu, literally lost bread, a way to use stale baguette.
In America, it's thick slices of Wonder Bread, drowned in cinnamon batter, fried in butter, and buried under whipped cream and syrup.
We took lost bread and turned it into a dessert with a side of insulin shock.
So many of our breakfast staples have international roots, but in the U.S., they became calorie-laden mascots of convenience.
We should have talked about the...
We don't have time.
No, we don't, but I'm thinking of eggs. Never mind.
What about 1776?
Let's flip the spotlight for a second.
Good call, because while we're dunking on bastardized food, we also need to recognize the people who brought these cuisines here.
Immigrant chefs, street vendors, family restaurant owners. They were the ones translating home recipes into something Americans would try.
They faced language barriers, supply shortages, and cultural resistance, and still they made it work.
Sometimes that meant using ketchup instead of tamarind, or switching beef for pork, or dialing down the spice to keep their customers from crying.
Especially you.
I like spicy food.
I'll remember that. But they built the foundation. They normalized foreign food one plate at a time.
They also trained entire generations of chefs, sometimes behind the scenes, cooking in fine dining kitchens without getting their names on the menu.
And now the children and grandchildren of those chefs are reclaiming those traditions, opening restaurants that highlight authentic flavors and stories.
So next time you eat out, don't just judge the dish. Ask about the person who made it.
Because chances are their story is just as rich as the curry on your plate.
Okay, we have to talk about dessert because American dessert culture is its own beast.
Baklava, delicious Mediterranean pastry, flaky layers of I can never remember that pastry. Phyllo, nuts, and honey.
But try finding real baklava at a grocery store. What you'll get is often dry, mass-produced, and way too sweet.
Same goes for tiramisu. Authentic Italian tiramisu is delicate, light, espresso-soaked, balanced.
Here, it's a giant slab of cream, sugar, and cocoa that's been sitting in a fridge since Tuesday.
And let's not even mention mochi ice cream, because that's not how mochi works.
Mochi is a sacred Japanese treat. Pounded rice dough, chewy and soft. The American version, ice cream balls with a rubbery coat.
We love convenience, we love novelty, but somewhere along the way we forgot dessert used to be... We love convenience, we love novelty, but somewhere along the way we forgot dessert used to be a celebration, not a commodity.
We don't just Americanize dinner, we do it to dessert too.
It's not a crime, but it is a little sad. So what did we learn today?
That the American menu is basically one big remix album. The Taylor Swift version.
It means it sucks. That every pizza slice, taco bowl, and pad thai order is the product of history, adaptation, and a lot of substitutions.
But that's not necessarily bad. Food evolves, cultures blend, taste change.
But knowing the roots, That's the secret sauce.
And sometimes that secret sauce is Greek and only exists in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
See you next time on Time Tellers, where history gets a little spicy and a lot saucy. Bye!